Oh my lord. Dwayne, have you ever seen anything more ugly than these bloody toys? They're the worst action figures I've ever seen.
No thanks. Absolutely not.
They are terrible. These are really ugly. What do you think of those?
What are these?
There's another one. They're all really unattractive, aren't they?
I don't know what these are.
These are terrible toys. 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 These are very unattractive toys.
Take my money. Welcome to the world of Plotter. Look, I'll forgive you for never having heard of these toys. As far as obscure action figures go, these are certainly up there. Along with a nearly incomprehensible origin story, these figures have definitely achieved a bit of a cult status. So the origins of Plotter, they debuted in 1994 from Funtech, which was a division of a company called New Ray Toys. So with some research, New Ray Toys still seem to be around. Currently, their website's dated 2026, but none of their social media has been updated for a number of years, so I don't know what that means. Plotter seems to have been their only foray into action figures, with the exception of a Power Rangers knockoff series called Power Forces. So, look, part of what makes Plotter so special is the terrible origin story. Today we'd say it sounds like, poorly written AI. But I think the real reason, of course, is just the story, bad as it was also translated from another language very poorly. So, look, let's jump into it. After a gigantic earthquake in the year 2500, it initially seems as if all life has vanished from Earth, but appearances are deceiving. Some humans survive the catastrophe and they suddenly face a new and even greater danger. Giant dinosaurs are appearing everywhere. To protect humanity, scientists build a supercomputer called Plotter and the robot RCR. But what initially serves as protection and aid develops into a new danger over the following 200 years. Plotter goes out of control and imposes its will on the robot RCR. The robot becomes a superior intelligence and a terrible threat to humanity. Its name is now N-1700. The computer Plotter reveals itself as a beast. It produces armies of highly intelligent armed robots. They submit slavishly to their master and follow his terrible command: conquer Earth. Their power is immense, for they possess menacing weapons and the aid of armored dinosaurs. But humans are not helpless against Plotter and his insane commands. The Union of Justice stands against the robots, led by Captain Marius. His friend, the engineer Hayes, develops a computer brain that will help humans take the fight against Plotter and his subservient creatures. Now that is the somewhat wacky origin story. If you have a look at the actual card itself here, you can see here that it makes less sense. In 2700 AD, the computer, a symbol of these ages, think rebel and create dinosaur armies to eliminate all living things. Human beings have no choice except to fight back for survival. A real war now, just here. So that is the Plotter origin story. And man, I wish there was a cartoon we could run along to this to make it seem somewhat more exciting and more interesting. So look, this initial line had 6 figures, all of which come with a spring-loaded bazooka, 2 projectiles, a gun, a melee weapon. Each character has a file card and a small 4-page comic. Making up the release are 2 human heroes. So first of all, we have Captain Marius here. We have Engineer Hayes. And then we have the non-human members of the Justice Union that I have no explanation for. We have Vitim, and we all have Erebus, although I'm not sure which one is which. Should have checked that before. Now, of course, we have the villainous N1700 we have there, and some kind of robotic lackey, who, again, don't have a story for. We have Jewel. So there are a lot of questions about this line out there. And very, very few facts. I've read some threads that suggest these figures were designed for like discount stores, for like, $5 stores. But to be honest, I think they seem too good for that kind of retailer. There is a question of whether the entire line actually made it to market on the back of each of these cards, which I'll show you now. You can see there are multiple vehicles. There's buggies, motorbikes, hovercraft, these absolutely fantastic looking 8-legged walkers, the Stone Runner and the Rock Lobber, I believe it is. Along with, you've got several dinosaurs. You've got Stegosaurus, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus. I have no idea, a Parasaurolophus, perhaps. Along with the awesomely named Gun Dinosaur, and also the heavy metal tank. So checking out online, it certainly seems that some of these vehicles did make it to retail, like the hovercraft and the heavy metal tank. Recently, vintage toy YouTuber Froggy Flips showed off his haul of carded figures and the Warlord buggy. So very special. I've got something I don't think has ever been online. We're going to do an unboxing of one of these figures. So let's go right into that now. And here we go. And what I hope is a world first. We are going to do an unboxing of a plotter figure. Now you're going to ask, Alan, why are you going to crack open these rare cult figures? Well, the reason is I now have two. So the original figures I got were from Iron Age Comics. Big thank you to David and Dwayne for bearing with me while we recorded that skit. But yeah, David had these in some boxes of toys he'd recently brought. And I didn't buy them immediately, but the idea germinated in my head, and eventually I knew I had to have them. However, his set was missing, of course. One figure was missing, the Engineer Hayes. Now, funnily enough, just as I was recording and writing up the video initially, Paul from the Toy Box, which is a great little New Zealand store in Morningside, Auckland, which I will be visiting soon to do a video, he was like, I have a whole set. He had all 6 figures. So I now have some spares, and this Jewel, the sidekick of N1700, has actually been taped back onto it. So yeah, it isn't, well, I mean, it is mint, but the card is not mint. So I thought, perfect, we can actually tear open into this one. So yeah, it has been, I don't know if you can see there, it has been stapled and kind of, I don't know, you can see they're taped back on the card. So let us open this, because I don't think I've seen an opening. So let's go. So I don't know what I'll do. I will display this figure. Actually, what I'll do is I won't tear the box completely apart, but this may be the first time in some years that this has actually been opened. So first of all, let's have a quick look. This is the little comic. Now, yeah, comics with toys were quite common in this period. This is a little bit rough. You can see there's some little holes on it. Masters of the Universe is one, but they had much better comics here. So let's even see if we can actually, here we go. So first of all, we have, that is Plotter Jewel. Has like a little card, so you can see he is age 1, 205 centimeters, 143 kilos. Robot army mass produced by Plotter, is mindless, destructive, and solely obeys the commands from N1700 to do any work and ready to be expendable at any time. And his weapons are a cannon, laser gun, and thunder axe. So you can see here, this is a little comic. Hopefully I will get a scan of this. There is a website, just to let you guys know, there are a few websites that I took the majority of research from. I will have those in the links. Many of them have better photos. But yeah, that is a comic of the Jewel robot in action. Very cool. We'll put that over here. And let's have a look at the toy itself. So here's some minor disappointment, the things that you find out. He is in two halves. So these are what I believe they call an O-ring figure. This is similar to the G.I. Joe figures. So there should be a rubber band in there which connects to something in there. So yeah, multiple points of articulation in the legs there. Obviously, these would be jointed they are kind of secure in there. See, there's the little hook. There's the top of his body. The arms are jointed there. The head moves around. And yeah, that's where he should be secured. So these are the things you find out. So it looks maybe he's been already out of his package. Maybe that's where he broke. So I have to do some more, talk to the G.I. Joe guys. If you're knowledgeable on G.I. Joe, please reach out to me. Let's have a look at the weapons. So there is his Thunder Axe. Yeah, these are actually really nice. This is why I feel like it's not a dollar store, discount store figure, because there is some effort in here. Very cool little gun. I'm going to try and pull out the gun. A very cool design gun. Let's see if we can just fit it into his hand. Yeah, it's a little bit loose, but I suppose if you put something like that. God, I'm terrible at posing action figures. Okay, there we go. Cool little gun. And of course, the bazooka. So my big question is, does the spring, there's a spring loader, does the spring so work? You got two projectiles in here. Of course, projectiles and kids' toys, very controversial subject. Boba Fett's figure got the rocket removed because of an incident with a Battlestar Galactica figure. So I assume, well, the spring's there, but I have no idea. I assume this little red thing would somehow trigger it. I don't want to fire this halfway across the lounge, but the spring is still intact, but I cannot figure out. Oh no, maybe, sorry, I'm an idiot. It must be, yes, there we go. It's a button on the back. Why didn't I see that first? Let's fire this off. Oh, that spring still has a lot of pep in it. So that is very cool. So unfortunately, Jewel, you will not be going on display. Not until I get you repaired. So look, I like the quality in these figures is pretty good. I mean, it's a strange story. And the comics, you know, with a little free page comic here, I don't think that gives you enough. But again, there are sites that are linked to that actually have all of these comics scanned. So look, the title of this video, of course, is Trash or Treasure. So are these trash or are they treasure? I suppose the answer is both. They are treasure because they are trash. And I mean that not in like a really sarcastic manner. I mean that in kind of truly loving this. Like, you know, the same way, you know, films like Plan 9 from Outer Space are both trash and treasure. There is something really endearing. And while we can poke fun at it at heart, I really do appreciate this. Okay, look, big thank you to Paul at the Toy Box, and even bigger thank you to Dwayne and David at Iron Age Comics. I have more videos coming up. Thank you for the wait on this video. It was 2 weeks, but I just had to get the extra new set in. And yeah, so look, I really appreciate it. Please drop a comment, like the video, subscribe, tell your friends. That's Story Circle Toys. We will be back next week with a video from the Retro Toy Show at Arkham City Comics, and hopefully we even have a video from the big New Zealand Armageddon convention coming up as well. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. That's Story Circle Toys. We'll see you next week.